Hi guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Wilson, our newest carpet python, and kind of show what it's like when you're dealing with a snake that's maybe nervous or scared. Most snakes that you're dealing with, they're not aggressive. A lot of people say aggressive or mean or angry, but typically they're defensive just because they're scared and they don't really want to be in that situation. A lot of them don't get handled very often. So we're going to start with my ball python, Freya. She likes to hide under her paper towels. Oh, we're gonna get her out. Now this is an established snake. I've had her for a little over a year, and she's very handleable, very calm. She never really has any problems. She's never hissed at me, never struck at me, not since I've had her. And I've had her since she was about the size of the palm of my hand. But she's pretty relaxed. I can touch her head and stuff, and she doesn't really care. She might recoil a little bit every once in a while, but other than that, she's pretty relaxed little noodle. So for her, this is the way that most snakes are after you've held them for a while and they kind of learn to trust you. Trust is a big issue. Just like you learn to trust the snake learns to trust you. And when they smell you, they know that they're still safe and they're not going to get eaten or anything. But I'm going to put her back in her safe little hidey hole. Get her to let go. She likes to hang on. There you go. So that's what a relaxed snake looks like. Now we have a very much not relaxed snake. This guy's name is Wilson, and he's my newest acquisition. And he is, like I said, he's defensive because he's scared. He doesn't really like to be held right now. He's not aggressive. He's not mean. He's not out to eat me. He just is scared and he doesn't want to come out. That's his thing. I have a little dustpan. I use this just in case he wants to try and strike to defend his position. I just kind of distract him. Hey, over here. That way he looks at the dustpan and not at me, because I'm not really a big fan of getting bit. He's probably going to freak out a little bit. There we go. See, this is... Oh, come here. You're okay. So, like I said, he's not... Can you stop? Let go of me. I'm going to sit down here because it's a little easier to handle him. He's not angry. He's not aggressive. He's just offensive because he's scared. He doesn't really trust me yet. I've only been working with him for a few days now. I've had him for a couple of weeks, but after a little while, he'll start to calm down a little bit. Last night we got some good time where we could really hang out and have fun. And he kind of stopped moving after a little while and kind of relaxed, just like the other ones. But right now, I don't really let this guy near my face very much. Just in case, if I move too fast or something, he might strike. And it's not, like I said, it's not because he's angry or because he's mean. No, go the other way. He's not mean or anything, and he's not going to bite out of food response because I don't smell like food. If I don't smell like a rat or a bird or any of their natural prey items, then he's really not gonna hit me with a food strike. He just hit me with a real little, defensive tag just to kind of let me know, hey, I'm scared, I need to get away. But as we've been working together, he's been kind of learning that I'm okay and that I'm not going to hurt him. As you can see, I'm holding him very loosely. The tighter that you hold on to him, typically the more scared they'll get. And with like this guy, I don't necessarily put anything right in front of his face. Most of my snakes, I can either touch their head or I can move right in front of their face, but this guy, he's not quite a fan of that yet, and he might recoil or pull himself back, like if I grab too close to his face or something. So I keep him a real loose grip on him and kind of let him do his thing, and let him learn that, oop, there he goes. Got a little scared for a second. Learn that he's safe, and it helps to work with them for a little short amounts of time. That way, I can have him out for 10-15 minutes, and we can kind of learn to trust each other a little bit and work from there.
And you guys might notice that obviously Wilson keeps trying to go towards Joe's face, and a lot of the snakes kind of do that, but it's just because he's a massive heat signature, and they really like heat, and he just wants to be on his body.
My boa does the exact same thing. He also likes to be on my face. I let him sit on my face just because I know him and I trust each other, and he has never even acted defensive at all towards me. And this guy, he's a little defensive when he's in his cage, but once I have him out, he's usually okay. Like I said, I'm not super a fan of him being super close to my face right yet. But as we work together a little bit more, I'll be okay with that. And some snake people will tell you, to hook train, to use a hook, to kind of tap on them to let them know that this is handling time and not food time. I'm not a big fan of snake hooks. I don't really think I need them as with hand guards or arm guards or anything like that. I feel if I'm going to get struck, I'm going to get struck. It's not a big deal. He's not going to eat me. He's not going to kill me. I might bleed a little bit, but it's not really going to hurt anything. But he has yet to hit me, even with a defensive strike. He's pretty. I mean, he freaks out a little bit, but for the most part, he's pretty relaxed. He just doesn't really know what to think of me yet, unless I move real close or get in front of him or anything like that, like I just did, and he was okay with it. Yeah, but like I said, it's I don't believe in hooks or anything like that. If you are relaxed with the animal's going to be relaxed with you. And a lot of people say, well, he's mean or he's angry. I don't want this snake because he bites or anything like that. It's not their fault. And they're not. Oops, sorry, bud. They're not trying to be malicious or anything like that. Snakes don't have that ability. They don't have the ability to love or hate or anything like that. They're not angry. They just are scared, and they're taught that everything in the wild is either food or is trying to make them food. That's the only two things that they know in life. Even captive bred animals are like that. So he's just trying to make sure that he stays off the menu. And he is actually calming down quite a bit. This is probably the most relaxed I've had him in the last few days. But like I said, he has yet to try to strike me at all, otherwise from pulling him out of his enclosure. Other than that, once I get him out, he's pretty okay. As you might be able to hear, let's see if I can be quiet for a second. There we go. That's a nice little breath there. He's got one very large lung, and he is very stressed out. So they breathe pretty hard, and sometimes you can just hear that of him. He's stressed, and he's not super duper comfortable right now. He's just nervous. So he's going to use that big lung, and he's going to breathe hard in case he needs to move really fast, in case I did decide to make him food. But right now he's okay. He was doing it real loud last night, but he's all right. And now he's going to try and go around my arm. Where are you going? See, he might panic a little bit because he went the wrong direction when I had to move. But other than that, usually once you have them out in your hands, they won't try to bite or anything like that unless you smell like a rat, which is why I always wash my hands after handling their food, and I don't handle them after I've handled their food or on feed days at all. Usually the last time I will hold a snake is the day before feeding day, which is actually our feeding day is tomorrow. So he doesn't eat tomorrow because he only eats once a month. But even then, if I pulled out food for any of the others, I wouldn't hold any of them without washing my hands first or sanitizing in some way. That way I don't smell like his food, so he doesn't think that I'm food. But we're going to go ahead and put him away. I just wanted to show you guys that, not all snakes are angry. No snakes are angry. They're defensive. They get scared just like anybody else. That old adage, it's just as scared of you as you are of it, is very true, especially with this little guy. He's just scared. So we're going to go ahead and put him away, and I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and I'm going to try and post more, and you guys are more than welcome to give me ideas on what you'd like to see or like me to talk about, and I will take it from there. Thank you guys.